the function f is defined by fx equal to 2 minus square root x plus 5 for x between negative 5 and 0. Write down the range of f. Okay, so for this one, the f of negative 5 is 2 times square root negative 5 plus 5. So it will be square root 0, 0, 2 minus 0 is 2. And we find for the f of 0, then it will become 2 minus square root 0 plus 5. Then it is 2 minus square root 5. Okay, 2 minus square root 5 is smaller than 2. This is less than 2. So the range for this one, okay, so the range will be the fx between, okay, this is not inclusive. So not include this one, 2 minus square root 5, then include 2. Okay, so 2 minus square root x plus 5. So we have the 2 minus square root x, 2 minus square root x plus 5. So the graph will look like this. And the negative 5 to 0. So this is 2 plus 5. Okay, then the x, the domain is the x is between negative 5 and 0. So we have the negative 5 to, so we have the negative 5 2 here, and we have the uh, 0 negative. So this one is 0, and then this is 2 minus square root 5. Okay, so this is the point. Okay, so what we have is something like this. Okay, and then we can see that the is include the 0 negative 5 here, so this is inclusive, but not include the 0, so this one is not included. Okay, so the domain is from negative 5 to 0. The range is from the smallest value to the largest value, that is the 2 minus square root 5 to 2. Okay, so this is the range. So for number 2, we would need to find the f inverse and then state its domain and range. Okay, so we know that the number 2 here, the domain for f inverse, so the domain of f inverse will equal to the range of the f. So the domain for f inverse will be the x between these. Okay, so this is 2 minus square root 5 and 2, so inclusive of 2. And the range of the f inverse equal to the domain of the f. So the y is between negative 5, okay, between negative 5 and 0. Okay, so we need to find the f inverse. So to find the f inverse, we need to start with the sentence. Okay, the sentence is what? That is the let fy equal to x, then f inverse of x equal to 1. So we have the 2 minus square root y plus 5 equal to x. 2 minus x is square root y plus 5. So 2 minus x squared is y plus 5. So the y is 2 minus x squared minus 5. So the f inverse of x is 2 minus x squared minus 5. 2 minus x and the whole thing square minus 5. Okay, so we have the 2 minus x, and then we square it, and minus 5. Okay. The domain is from 2 minus square root 5 to 2. Okay, so the domain is 2 minus square root 5, and then it's not inclusive, 0, x, and then 2. So this will be something like this. Okay, and we have the y equal to x is here. Okay, so this will be the answer. Okay, so the function g is this one, and then they want us to state the solve the fg equal to 0. Okay, so we have the fgx equal to 0. Okay, to solve this problem, we have two methods to solve this. Okay, so we have the fx. So fx is this, and then we have the gx. So the gx is this. Okay, and the question wants us to solve for the fg x equal to 0. So to solve this question, we have two methods to solve this question. Okay, first, we will do something like this: f and then gx, that is the 4 over x, equal to 0. Then we have the 2 minus square root 4 over x plus 5 equal to 0. Then we solve it. Then we have the 2 equal to square root 4 over x plus 5. And then we square it. We have the 4 equal to 4 over x plus 5. So we square both sides. Then we have the 4 over x equal to negative 1. Okay, 4 minus 5, that is negative 1. So we have the x equal to negative 4. And multiply here and then divide here. So we have the x equal to negative 4. So this is method number 1. So method number 2, that is, we have the fgx equal to 0. Then we will have the f inverse fgx equal to f inverse 0. So we have the f inverse both on the right hand side and left hand side. Then f inverse will become, we know that the f inverse of x will become x. So we have the f inverse gx will become gx. So it will become f inverse 0. F inverse 0, just now we have the f inverse is this one. So 2 minus 0 square minus 5. So 2 minus 0 square minus 5. Okay, so 2 minus 0 square minus 5. Then we have the negative 1. Okay, no, something wrong. So the gx is actually 4 over x. Then the x will become negative 4. So we get the same answer. Uh, don't do it this way lah. I think it's easier to get mistake if you do the second method.